Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at tourism, right? So we are underneath the topic of tourism, right? Now, what is tourism? Tourism is the business of providing services to tourists, okay? Now, tourists are people who travel away from their normal place of residence for reasons other than for work, right? Now, tourism is the industry that offers products providing experiences of landscapes, cultures, and heritage where it's not available where they normally reside, right? Now, travelers are classified as stopover tourists. Now, if they stay more than 24 hours at a destination, as visitors, if they stay less than 24 hours, and excursionists, if they visit a place but sleep elsewhere, for example, on a cruise ship or a yacht, right? So, in addition to the above classification of tourism, right, the tourist industry also recognizes international tourists who travel outside the geographical region of their home, and then you have those who travel, regional tourists who travel within the geographical region of their home, and then you have the domestic tourists who travel within their own country, right? So, next we'll be looking at types of tourism, right? So you can get a better understanding. So we're going to just list them out and then we'll get into detail with each and every one of them. All right? So, first, we have all-inclusive tourism. Second, we have community-based tourism. Third, we have timeshare tourism. Fourth, we have cruise ship tourism. Fifth, independent tourism. And sixth, nature and ecotourism. Okay? So first, we'll be looking at all-inclusive tourism. So let's get right into it. All-inclusive tourism, what is this? Now, the definition of all-inclusive is something where nothing is left out and where everything is considered or a part of the package, right? An example of all-inclusive is a resort where your drinks and meals are offered to you for free, right? As part of your reservation at the resort. Okay, let me explain this to you. Now, all-inclusive tourism products offers everything that a tourist requires in one location, or one resort location to be exact, right? Now, resorts include hotels or other forms of accommodation like food halls, restaurants, coffee shops, ice cream parlors, spas, shopping malls, and even places of entertainment and even the beach as well. Right? So that's all-inclusive tourism. So next we're going to look at community-based tourism. What is this? Community-based tourism is where you have in which you have the local residents, which is often rural, poor, and economically marginalized. Now, they normally invite tourists to visit their communities with the provision of overnight accommodation. Now, the residents earn income as land managers, entrepreneurs, service and produce providers, and employees, right? Okay. Now, explaining this to you now, community-based tourism aims to encourage travelers to stay in places other than tourist resorts, and such as hotels or even motels, and to experience life within a community. Accommodation is offered by local operators in smaller hotels or bed and breakfast establishments, as I said, within a community. Now the aim is to really forge closer relationships between host and visitor. Now, this encourages sharing of culture and ideas, right? And sometimes tourists appreciate that, okay? They appreciate it very much. So that is why it is I would say it is a niche market. I think a lot of persons, not everybody own hotel, but some persons would just appreciate just the simple things of life, just living in a community in a different country. So that is what they offer. Okay? All right. Moving right ahead. Next, timeshare tourism. I know most persons don't know what that means, so I'm going to give it a definition and then explain. A timeshare is the right to occupy a unit of real estate property. And this is such as condominium or vacation home during a specified number of separate time periods. Okay? Sorry. Now, in timeshare or vacation ownership, individuals or groups purchase a right to stay in a property for a given period of time, and this is usually like within a week, rather than a share of property itself. The timeshare, when I say a share of property, most persons don't really like going to hotels. They don't like even going to the community tourism place where they have to share anything with anyone. They just want their property for themselves, right? So timeshare would be perfect for persons like those selfish persons. Okay. Anyway, the timeshare allocation can be sold on and can often be exchanged for a similar period in another resort location if they don't like the location that was selected for them or the one they had chosen. They probably don't really like it and want to change it. They can, right? But I think it's for persons who really have money, a lot of money to waste. Anyway, so moving on, we're going to look next at cruise ship tourism. Okay, I think most persons know this one, especially since we're all in the Caribbean. I think you would know it. Now, what is cruise ship tourism? Now, cruise tourism is a luxurious form of traveling involving an all-inclusive holiday on a cruise ship of at least 48 hours, right? Now, according to specific itinerary in which a cruise ship calls at several ports or cities back to the top. Alright, so cruise passengers, they normally travel on a cruise ship visiting different countries during the course of their voyage, right? And as I said before, now they will usually call into a port for a day and perhaps visit nearby shopping plazas or take arranged excursions to other tourist attractions, right? Now they sleep and eat most meals on the cruise ship. So the way in which they spend their money is different to that of other tourists, right? Okay, next up we have independent tourism. Now, these leisure tourists are, independent, planning their own travel itinerary or route, right? Without the assistance of a group tour, prearranged schedule, or other group settings, such even as a tour guide. They don't need a tour guide to do all of that for them. Okay?